Jamal Niaz here with the legend himself, Mike Starr.
Legend in his own mind, by the way.
Comic Con Manchester. What has the experience been like?
Everyone's got a great sense of humor. No, just kind, wonderful. Keep it down back there. Wonderful people. The walls can talk, you know how they say that? So, it's just been laughs, and I'm meeting new people, like Michael Shaw has been lemon, and Jake Busey, and all different people, Paola, and just, I'm having laughs here, but I'm meeting local people. I said, where are you from? Oh, I'm from the north. I said, no, I have friends at blah, 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 blah. And we tell interesting stories. It's been tremendous, a lot of laughs, and meeting, it's like yourselves.
Amazing. So I want to nerd out about cinema with you. I want to find out what your comfort film is, what your guilty pleasure film is, and top 3 favourite films of all time.
Wow. Well, first of all, it's combined with whenever I've had friends from all over Poland, Asia, whatever, and different friends and relatives or whatever, and I would say comfort films. I'll give you a few that I show them to say, this is America, right? Can you ready for this? Young Frankenstein.
Wow.
Got a good one for you. Local Hero.
Okay.
Do you know Local Hero?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, Burt Lancaster, but Peter Regan, he's in Houston, and he has to go because there's oil in this small Scottish town, in this village, I should say, and he has to go over there and convince people. And it's one of those great stories where he gets to appreciate, people just being like, instead of like hustling and the Americans come trying to get the money. And Burt Lancaster plays this great guy who's into stars, Orion, and he keeps talking about this and that, and comes there, and they've got to get the oil rights from these people, and it's just all these crazy characters. I would recommend you see Local Hero. I would put that on sometimes, and Burt Lancaster in Atlantic City. And trying to think of other ones. The original movie, if I can segue a bit, because I'm crazy. I'll go place. I'm like a Macy's Day float. You got to pull me in. I'll go different routes. On the waterfront, along with seeing in the neighborhood, in the projects when they brought around Shakespeare in the Park, I said James Earl Jones, Cleavon Little from Blazing Saddle, and a lot of other things he did. But on the waterfront, I remember watching Marlon Brando, Rod Steiger, Lee Jacob, all these people, and I remember looking into the mirror, going, how many of us want to do Charlie, and how much it moved us. So what would I put on a rainy day pick-me-up? I think, it's just Young Frankenstein has so much in it. So I hope that answers it. I'm trying to think. Now you want to know guilty pleasure, huh?
Yeah, wow. Guilty pleasure. Which is a bit difficult because you shouldn't feel guilty for liking something, but something that you think's underrated by other people, but you really, really like.
Yeah, I think, because, see, I watch old British TV shows. I have a definite, still watch Anna Blackman, Diana Rigg, Joanna Limble, India, and the Thorson, but the Diana Rigg Avengers, so I'm a lot of people, I watch that, the British Avengers. When I say, oh, you like the Avengers, they think I'm talking about
Marvel, yeah.
So no, there's only one.
Yeah.
Oh, guilty pleasure. Would it be James Bond films? I'm trying to think. Well, they're not underrated. I'm trying to find something that's really underrated. If you throw a few at me, tell me, and I'll tell you.
For me, mine, I don't know if you'll know it, but so the first 18-year-old film that my dad took me to see in the cinema was a film called Piranha 3D. And it was like a rip-off of Jaws. And I had an amazing time watching that film. I had a great time.
Man, if I have any, that's so funny. Trying to think of any sports ones. Because a lot of times I say, this is underrated, this is really good. Oh, my God. Can we move to the next question?
Let's go to the next one. Let's go. Well, maybe if it comes to you later.
Something underrated.
The next one's a fun one. Right?
Yeah.
If you could live in a world from television or film for a week, where would it be and why? So you got, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Avatar, any world that's been created in cinema or television, where would it be and why?
I probably want to be in the Old West, but not the real Old West. Yeah. God, in John Wayne movies, that's a guilty pleasure, watching some John Wayne movies about the Searchers, which is a great film, and where they really tackle a lot of interesting stuff in that. Let me think a moment, because when you really know, like you see something, when I was a kid, I loved watching like movies about knights in the Middle Ages. Then you know, when you find out what it was really,
Tough to survive, wouldn't it?
you know, just I always loved old things with Romans and everything, you know. But yeah, no, that's a good question. I think, see, you can mention an era and know that some of the greatest things happen and some most terrible things happen, you know. Because when I would read history books, you know, you think there's wonderful things you'd like to be in. God, you know, and then, like I said, there's extreme things happen in the world then.
Basically, you're not going to be entirely safe anywhere you go, is the answer. So
hey, I'd like to be in the 1920s. Well, not when the crash happened and this and that. So I love film noir and mysteries and all those things. That's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
We have the classic movie channel, right? And I don't know if you have it at TCM. I think you do, right?
Yeah.
Sure, because I was watching something like that. But you get all these interesting things that happen and on TCM, whatever, and you say, well, that'd be cool, you know, private eye and all that stuff and bogey and all that. And then great things come out of that, you know, and it's just, I don't know, this boy. I like where I am now, but it's great. Lucky to be alive. That's a great question.
One thing I want to know, what's your favourite film score of all time? That is a tough one. Very, very tough one.
You know, Cinema Paradiso was beautiful. Magnificent Seven had some great, the original one, and I don't know if it was How the West was on, but there was a lot of classics. We got James Bond. That's right, a film score. What's one of your favorites? Tell me.
I love the original Blade Runner. Original Blade Runner is unbelievable. Yeah,
wow,
and the new one with Hans Zimmer as well. He did 2049.
That's a great call. That's tremendous. Well, that's a good question, but that Blade Runner, what a great call. And of course, of all time, Zarathustra, if I'm saying it right, but Space Odyssey, people will always remember. First time in a movie theater, I'm 17, and it's showing even all the predictions of I guess video and everything. Say, wow, can you imagine if they were able to talk on screen like that?
Yeah, we got it now.
But yeah, you know, everyone knows that when they've used that so many times, and serious and humor and everything.
Amazing. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I know a lot of people want to meet you today, and yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.